Hey everyone, it's Trader Rob. Today is Sunday, August 2nd. Hope everyone's having a fantastic weekend. And hopefully you're looking forward to the upcoming trading week as much as I am. Had a fantastic week of trading, 5 straight days in the green. Just really nice trading. Bands performed really well. Tradable levels perform really well. Signals have been performing extremely well. So definitely been enjoying trading these last 5 days. And to be honest with you, even July was kind of up and down. It was an up and down month for me. I would say overall kind of on the flat side, had a nice little comeback there towards the final week in July, but really looking forward to see what August has in store, and definitely looking forward to seeing what the markets have in store for us. Now, I will say, since we're on the topic of the markets, and market just opened about 9 minutes ago. Sorry, getting this video out to you guys just a little bit tad later than I normally do on my Sunday videos. But a few comments that I want to make on the market. Currently, ES and the NQ are in an extremely balanced state. So each morning, I provide on my Discord, I give you guys, my daily bands and my levels every single morning. And then lately, I've also been putting my commentary on, how I feel that the market is currently, what kind of state it's currently sitting in. And right now, it is definitely in a very, very balanced state. Now, that can change very quickly, especially with the NQ and the ES. Any unscheduled headline news that might come out, any type of, scheduled or unscheduled, is definitely can move the markets extremely quickly. We could start then seeing a lot more impulsive moves in the market, which then creates an unbalanced market. So, and you're going to notice this when we go over the upcoming bands for this week, which I don't have many. And the main reason for not having many is because of the fact that the market has been so balanced, meaning we have an impulsive move, we come right back and retrace that move very quickly. We'll make another move, we retrace that move extremely quickly, and that's just sitting in balance. So whatever volume is pushing to create the movement to the upside or to the downside, it's quickly being retraced right back, which in general makes for a little bit more difficult market, a little bit more range bound. You guys have been noticing that most mornings we're either getting a rip to the upside, we retrace the entire move, we come right back to the 50%, we come back and we retrace. So, if you're a kind of a directional trend trader, it's probably been a little bit difficult over the last probably week, I would say, in the marketplace, but still tons of opportunity, tons of trading, some good trading setups that occur even in these types of markets. So with that being said, let's jump into the charts and we'll see what the markets have in store for us this week. As always, nothing that I state on my channel is financial advice. Trading futures or any type of trading is risky business. Any capital that is put out there is at risk for loss. All right, so funny thing is, I was recording this video a couple of minutes right before the Sunday Open, and I had a band here in gold that literally we opened right up into the band, and I actually stated that most likely we are going to open up into this band. But then I had an issue with my bands on the NQ, and I just said, you know what, let me just re-record this video. So it doesn't sound as cool now with this band, showing you guys this band in gold. But let's show you. The first band is going to be sitting obviously above price action, actually pretty close to where we currently are sitting at, 4178.3 to the 4142.1. 4178.3 to the 4142.1. Again, not as cool on showing you guys this band than it would have been on my previous video 15 minutes ago, but we did open up right into this band. And as I was stating before the market had opened, is that very strong likelihood of us actually opening up in this region right here, because this is where all of the seller unbalanced volume is currently sitting at in gold. So don't be snoozing on the gold bands and the levels. These are working out extremely well. I give you guys daily bands and weekly bands again on my Discord. It's free to join. There's a link in the description below. Highly encourage you guys to get onto that one. As this is a new contract for in gold, a lot less bands. In fact, it's the only band that I've got on the currently on in gold. But again, that's kind of going back to the same thing I was talking about with the NQ and the ES. Gold is also in a very balanced market, so just not a lot of areas that are currently unbalanced in the gold market. All right, let's jump into the NQ. Let's go to Sunday's price action. So I always like to start my video on the Sunday open right here. So we had a very similar scenario play out in very similar situation, sorry, then the gold just happened for this upcoming week. So I gave you guys the first band from last Sunday on the NQ at the 28,545 to the 28,458. We ended up opening up exactly in this band, which doesn't surprise me at all. That's why I always give you guys a disclaimer. Make sure that you understand that you're typically going to have a pretty big gap, either to the upside or to the downside on the NQ and the ES. And just be aware of where that gap is occurring and in relation to where the bands and the levels that I'm giving you guys here on Sunday. So we did end up opening up right here. I had given you guys a level at the 28,655. We pretty much tapped that into that level right there, right on Sunday, which we rejected. We then came back down into this band. I actually had a few people reach out to me on Discord and through email that they ended up actually taking this trade off of the band, because remember, this band was sitting above where price action closed on Friday. So my initial thesis was that we were going to be rejecting off that band, going to the downside. But as I also tell you guys on Sunday, if we gap above a band, or we gap above a tradable level, in that scenario, that's where you want to wait for price action to come back down into that band, and now you can actually fade it back to the other side. Okay, and a few traders ended up taking this trade right here. In fact, I personally was taking a look at this very, very strongly, and I remember it was a Sunday night. Wanted to take this trade for myself, but ended up getting a little late in the night, and I ended up skipping this one. But this one was definitely one that I was eyeballing as well. So we'll just kind of continue. Oh, and I remember trading. I was trading with my Signal group, and I told them that if we come back down and test this area right here, and we break through, to look out in the market, because we're going to have a big dump. It's exactly what we ended up having in the market. So we'll just kind of follow price action here. I don't think there was any other band that we came right back into that same band, tapped into the same tradable level. And that was it. So again, very balanced market. We didn't really test. We tested one tradable level, and we tested one band, which is again fairly happens fairly infrequently. I think it was maybe last Sunday's video where during the week we actually had a bunch of bands that were revisited and tradable for a shit ton of profit, which was really nice. So we still have this band sitting up here at the 28,991. That's completely has not been tapped into. Tradable levels here. All of these are still definitely on the docket for this coming week. Hopefully we get up to here. I've been showing you guys two different setups that I am currently eyeballing on both of these bands. I go over those again every single morning in my pre-market show. Pre-market show is Monday through Thursday from 7 a.m. to 7:30. I go over all of the developing weekly bands, so things that have changed from Sunday's video, exactly the setups that I'm looking to trade, how I'm looking to trade these bands, where I'm going to be putting my limit orders, my stop losses, and my take profits. And then on Friday, I still do my Cash Profit Friday, which I do live trading with you guys for the entire session, which this past Friday, I was in the red. Almost right until like about 4 or 5 minutes until my deadline, kind of my self-imposed deadline on when I do my giveaway, which is 25% of my session's profit. And I ended up taking a really nice trade towards the end of that to get into the green. So we had fun with it, and people enjoyed their giveaway. So with that being said, let's see here. I only have one new band, so it's actually pretty easy on the NQ. It's actually ES is going to be even easier than this, but let's do our first band here, which is going to be sitting below where price action is currently at, 27,587 to the 27,488, 27,587 to the 27,488. Okay, that's your newest weekly band, and really only new weekly band that you've got on the NQ. Again, 27,587, 27,488. And again, simple way to trade these. Pop a limit order at the top of your band, stop loss 3 or 4 points below the bottom of the band, 1 to 1.5 risk to reward. You got yourself a trade set up there for the and these can run for a lot more than the 1 to 1.5. But since we are in a pretty balanced state, 1 to 1.5 is actually a pretty good bet. All right, let's get into some new tradable levels. We've got a level sitting at the 28,209, 28,209. Okay, sitting below where price action is currently at. And the next one is going to also be sitting below price action. And that one's going to be sitting at the 27,889, 27,889. There you go. Excuse me. Those are your new tradable levels here on the NQ. Again, if you want to get my Sunday report, it's an email report that comes out right after this video, has all of the upcoming bands, all of the tradable levels. It's a really nice format that it comes in every single Sunday. Just go to my website, robstrades.com. First thing that'll come up on the homepage is going to ask for your email and your name. I don't mark it from it's not, you're not getting spammed emails and shit like that all week long. It's literally one email per Sunday, and it's got all the bands at all of the levels, and it's completely free. Let's get into the ES. All right, let's go into Monday's price action here. Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. All right, here it was our gap from our Sunday video. Same thing here. We just completely gapped the shit out of this band right here. Okay, so we completely skipped this band at the 74.81 to the 74.60. But where did we tap right into? I mean, you can't get much better than this right here, guys. One, we rejected the 75.49 band extremely well, but more importantly, gave you guys a tradable level at the 75.12. For those of you going in and check either the last Sunday's video, you can check your email report. 75.12 was the first tradable level that price action came up to. This was on the dot. This was on the point. This is zero drawdown right here, and we're talking about almost a 30 point move to the downside off of that level. So I would say that one did extremely well. This was that big dump off that we also had on the NQ. We did pretty much, we gapped above it and we just blew right through it on the ES right here. So if you were trying to play a fade back on this ES that got gapped, on the ES you got hurt pretty bad. The NQ was a little bit nicer to you, but the ES would have gotten you pretty good. But we did end up pretty much falling right back in line. Fell right back in line after that big sell-off. Came right back. We tapped into the 74.67 right here. Again, I give you guys these levels because these levels are where the unbalanced volume is going to be sitting at. And you know, the market, it gravitates like a magnet to these levels and to these bands. And that's pretty much where we're sitting, bouncing around, support, resistance, pretty much everything. And that was it. I think that was the last thing that we really tapped into. All right, so let's get rid of this band, this tradable level, this tradable level, this tradable level, this tradable level. And what do we have left? I don't have a band for you guys. So we are bandless on the ES. It's kind of crazy. I think I've been doing these videos, these bands, for about 2 years now. And this is the first Sunday that I don't have a band in any of the instruments. You know, the ES, the NQ, or the gold. I mean, we've got bands in all the other ones, but the ES, like I said, is extremely, extremely balanced right now. So you really got to go, you got to really go down to like the daily type of bands. Those are the ones that I'm going to be posting in Discord every single morning. So you definitely want to either watch my live stream show in the morning at 7 a.m. Central Time. So it's about an hour and a half before the market opens, or go on my Discord and get my daily bands. Now, doesn't mean that the ES doesn't have anything to trade from. We've got the 75.79, the 75.91, and the 76.61. All three of these levels are very close to the to where price action is currently at. So obviously have those on your chart. And I've got another level for you at the 73.36, which is at the 73.36. And that's going to be your, oh, I'm sorry, we do have a band here to the downside, the 73.02 to the 72.60. Sorry, buddy. Let me just make sure I don't have another band anywhere sitting above here. I don't think I do. I'm pretty damn sure I did not. So we just have one band, one seller control band sitting down here, 73.02 to the 72.60. And this new tradable level at the 73.36. That's all I got for you guys on this beautiful Sunday evening. Looking forward to the upcoming trading week. If you're looking to purchase any prop firms or any prop accounts from either Tradeify, Apex, or Lucid, I would highly appreciate if you were able to use my code, which is code TraderRob. And again, join me on the morning live streams. We've been having fun with it, and I think you'll get some great trading ideas from it. All right, guys, take care.